Alright guys, so this video is going to cover the warm-up for the Aberdeen Union Weightlifting Club, and essentially this is going to be in two halves. There's going to be an upper body half and a lower body half. And the way this will work is that if you're on, say, an upper body day, you're on your bench day, you'll do the upper body half second, so just before you train, and if vice versa, if you're on the lower body half, you'll do the lower body half second, so that's the bit that's warmed up the best. The reason for this is obviously you can't do, say, a squat workout if your shoulders are so tight and beat up from the training the day before, and you can't bench if your, say, lower back or legs are still beat up from deadlifting or a squat or whatever. Also, if you've got a workout that you do both bench and squat in, just pick whichever one you're going to do first. So if you're going to squat first, do the lower body half second. Same if you're going to bench first, do the upper body half second. It's as easy as that. So go through the upper body warm up today, and so we'll just crack on with that. First off, we'll start with shoulder dislocates, then we'll move into our shoulder tornadoes, then our band pull aparts. All of these will be done as like one almost superset of 10 repetitions of each, and on the tornadoes you'll be doing 10 on each arm. You'll see what that is in a second. So for the shoulder dislocates, what you want is grab the band with a thumb in each end, and then just start at your waist belt here, and then what you want to do is keep your glutes and your abs tight, so you keep a nice neutral spine position, keep a nice neutral head position, none of this and this kind of rubbish, just keep looking straight forward, and then just arms over your head and all the way around. So 10 of these. And then to see this neutral spine position, just nice like this, keep the glutes and the abs tight, so you don't want to loosen off and head not looking like that. Okay, so once they're done, you're going to move on to the shoulder tornadoes. Exactly the same thumb position here. Tense the triceps, make sure your arms stay straight, and then you're just brushing your ear with your arm and going back into a backward position. So just there, and graze your ear on the way past. Again, keeping that glutes and abs tight, keeping the neutral spine position, neutral head position as well. Also, you need to make sure you don't lean into each repetition, so no leaning like this or anything, just keep the abs tight, controlled, and all the way around. Once you've done 10, go back the other way. Good. Once that's done, it's just time for the band pull aparts. So grab the bands, just kind of like with maybe an inch on either end, just so it's about shoulder width apart. Again, glutes and abs tight, and then just pull there. Really squeeze the scapula together when you get to the end, and make sure that your palms of your hands are facing up. Good. Once you're done with that, we'll move on to some med ball stuff. So yeah, you need a 4 kilogram med ball, and then the first one is just chest passes. These need to be explosive as possible, so you want to be hitting this tire or wall or whatever you got as hard as you can, and you want a reasonable bit of rest in between. This isn't like a cardio thing or anything like that, it's just to work up your nervous system. So stand, feet about shoulder width apart, brace with the glutes and the abs again. Then get the ball in at about chest level and drive it into the tire as hard as you can. Again, you want to do 10 of these, and we'll move on to our last exercise, which is med ball touches. And the aim of this is just to punch the tire with the ball as hard and as quickly as you can for 20 repetitions. So you want to stand just about arm's distance away, so when you get right at the end, that's when you're touching the tire. So again, keep the core tight, feet shoulder width apart, and then just go. That's the upper body warm up done. We're going to do the lower body warm-up. That's going to consist of some kickouts and then a few other things. So what we're going to do, we'll start off with just your basic forward kickout. The key in this is once you've kicked out, keep the glute on the standing leg tight. So we don't want to see any ab flexion or anything like that. So none of like this kind of rubbish or anything like that. Keep a good neutral spine position. Don't come off the heel of your foot, and then just your normal kickout. Now, to make sure that we keep the hamstrings nice and warm and flexible, what we'll do for this next bit, on every trip way out, we're going to do normal forward kickouts. Then on the way back, we're going to do some of those different progressions. Now we're going to do some side lunges on the way back. Again, same thing as the forward kickouts, except don't want to see any side bending or anything like that when we do them. Then forward kickouts again. Now we're going to do the other side. And forward again. Now we're going to start with our forward hip circles. Now kickouts again. Backwards hip circles. Key with hip circles again, keep the core tight, glutes tight. No rolling about or falling over. Sweet. So now what we're going to go on to is we'll just start some jumps, but just for the calves. No leg extension or hip extension. So just start off with some little bounces, then move up, start getting as high as you can, still just using the calves. Do about 20 of these. Awesome, right, once those are done, we're just going to go into some full jumps. You can either do box jumps in the gym, or out here we just do vertical jumps onto the basketball net. So for jumps, what you want to do, feet about shoulder width apart, sink a little bit down, pop the hips back, use the arms, so drop the arms in, shoot them up and jump. We're doing a set about 10 of these, a little bit of rest in between, we'll move on to the next bit.
Go side on.
Right, so now we're done with them. Just move on to some regular bodyweight squats. Going through the full range of motion we can achieve. and then we'll go on to doing stuff with the bar. So feet in the position you normally squat in. For me, that's just wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed out. And then down into your regular squat and back up. About 10 of these, as I say. Done.